Fellow YouTubers, how's everyone doing on this fine Thursday afternoon or evening, depending on where you are? And it could very well be Friday by the time you get this post. So once again, it's Warren, and I want to thank each and every one of you that subscribe to my channel. Currently, I am hovering at 787 subscribers. As a newbie, how about we round that up to even 800 before the night is over with, or tomorrow? 800 plus. What do you say? It's not too much to ask for. So, but anyway, I have a little time to kill. I have a 7:30 webinar that's going to be going on tonight with a lot of different people from all over the world. And right now, I think that's going to be about 40 people in this particular webinar that I'll be tuning into at 7:30 this afternoon. And I'm looking forward to it. And they get on different situations, different subjects. It's a good thing that people are putting these things out there, because for those of you that are introverts, some of these webinars and these group meetings, online meetings, can be the type of thing that can help you get out of being an introvert. But maybe you chose to be an introvert and you want to stay, enclosed and stay inside. Either way, I'm fine. It doesn't matter to me if I'm going to be that introvert, and I'm going to be hanging out, trying to party all the time. Actually, I was invited out this afternoon for some tacos and margaritas, but I have a long day tomorrow. There's no sense in me going away tonight with me leaving the house already knowing I'm going to call off tomorrow. So I decided to stay in, stay focused. I had my calendar set for the webinar tonight at 7:30, so there's no sense in me missing that. I think the last one they talked about which was 2 weeks ago, your relationship status, dating in the new era, how to transition from cyber dating to actual real life dating. And there are a lot of people that's perfectly fine with cyber dating. Now, you have to be mindful, if you're going to continue to cyber date, you run the risk of meeting up with those scammers, because you're going to catch feelings for that person. And sooner or later, they're going to tell you it's their birthday. Now, you may have this one scammer, this one guy that's telling you he's from, I don't know, let's just say Germany. I don't know. And he's telling you his birthday is coming up April the 2nd. Now you're rushing to try to figure out what to get him for his birthday. April the 2nd is just around the corner. Excuse my noise in the background. It's the air fryer. April 2nd being around the corner. Now you're trying to think of what to get him. He said, well, I'm kind of picky. Send me a gift card. Think about this. You just met this guy online. He's telling you his birthday is April the 2nd. The reason why he didn't say April 1st, because he's going to think April Fool's the whole thing. Now you're going to rush out and get him a gift card. And he said, oh, no, any little thing I do, I got some things over here I've been looking at. He's already planted the seed this whole past 2 weeks, telling you he's investing in this and he liked these things, and he liked this particular shirt he's thinking about buying, but it's too much. That shirt may be $99. Now he's telling you it's his birthday, April 2nd, and he only want a gift card. In the back of your mind, you think about that $99 shirt. So ladies, you have sent this man a $100 gift card, you and possibly 20 other females. That's how easy they do it. So I don't know if you all have been watching these online scamming shows, but I love to watch them. Especially there's this one particular guy, and I'm not going to give him a shout out right now. I may put it in the description later. They get on here and they catch the scammers. They've gotten so good to where they can find exactly what these scammers are, and they can get into their video system and tell the scammers exactly what they're wearing, the whole nine. But basically, my thing is, why would I want to get involved with cyber dating and online dating when I would prefer to have a real life human being? I'm not trying to do long distance relationships. I did it when I was younger. I used to drive from, not really that long, but I used to drive from Atlanta to Charlotte, North Carolina almost every weekend for this little cutie. And that was many, many years ago. Now I'm more local. For me now, 60 miles is where I'm topping out at. 60 miles. That's my distance. I don't, because I figure with 60 miles, if we're missing each other, I could still see you in the middle of the week. That would be hard to do if you were 120 miles away. And I did that once before, but when I drove down there, I may have went and the weekend, stayed Sunday night and got up Monday morning, clothes already in hand, and drove straight to the office. So, I mean, it can work if, long distance relationships can work if that's what you like. You start planning on your flights, you start doing all these other things. But for me living here in, they say never to say never. But for me living in the metro Atlanta area, trying to date somebody that's in Seattle, Washington, that would be quite a stretch. But, we'll be flying back and forth every 2 months. But you're dating somebody. Every 2 months you get to see each other. That can be boring unless you're just that busy. It don't matter to you. But for me, it will matter. So be careful with these online relationships that these people are claiming they're having, because if I was a scammer, I think if I chose to be a scammer, I think I could be a good one. Because it's so easy to play on people. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. They put themselves out there. They open themselves up. And you start to find out how they are, where they are in life, how easy they are to be so giving. But that's not my lifestyle. So ladies and gentlemen, be mindful of that. If you don't believe me, get on YouTube and just search online scammers. Some of this stuff will amaze you to where these people have cashed in their life savings, put a second mortgage on their homes, or sold their homes. And that Prince Charming is telling this lady to leave Orlando, Florida, and meet him in Houston, Texas, because he's already got the property. He's got the land. It's a great deal. This woman has submitted upwards of $750,000 to this man that she's supposed to be meeting in Houston, Texas. Showing pictures and showing the outlines of the property and where the business is gonna be and the whole nine, and they're gonna develop the land behind the business. Telling her they're gonna raise horses. That's what it was. Prize winning horses. She fell for it. All in all, she lost over $1 million when all was said and done. And she got rid of everything, and she flew out there to Houston. And he was supposed to arrive an hour before she did. So she flying to Houston, wait. She gets there, and she's texting, baby, I'm here. And he was like, oh my God, you won't believe this, such and such, such and such. He was detained in, I don't know, California, whatever. Now he's showing these fake pictures where he's sitting in the interrogation room. They don't beat him up and all this stuff. And she's dumb. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. She's really believing this. So she get a hotel room. She stayed the night. The next morning, they doing video chat. He's in the hospital where they said he's saying that they pushed him down the stairs when he was going from the interrogation room to the cell. He slipped and fell, so he's in his face. Of course, these pictures are old and doctored, but so it kept going on and on and on. And mind you, she's already sent him $1 million overall. And they're saying everything is held up. The deeds to the property that he was flying with in his briefcase, it got lost in transition at the airport. It's still back in California, blah, blah. And they said he had contraband, which he didn't. And the airline of California said that she's gonna have to, they're gonna have to wire some money in order to get the deed and get his personal belongings. And guess what? They was charging $25,000, and she paid it. He gave her some bogus collection place to where they can wire the money, and then a tag at the end, U.S. Department of Treasury of California, which don't even exist. This is an old lady now, but these things have happened. So she stayed there for a whole week waiting on this man to arrive. He just stringing along. Finally, he contacted her and said, well, he's out of jail now, but they're insisting that he fly back to wherever he came from, Germany, Ukraine. I don't know where the man was from, but anyway, out of the country. This lady paid for his trip to go back. He had never left. He said to her that, well, if you wire the money directly, my travel agent can get me can get somebody bumped off the flight and get me immediately deported back so I can get my new paperwork and return. He had left this lady in Houston. At this point, she broke. She had nothing left. She had 2 more days in the hotel room and she was going to get put out the hotel room. This lady ended up trying to figure out how to get back home to Orlando, Florida with $12.75 in her account. Yeah, she don't cashed everything in. She had lost her husband years before. He left her set up real nice, you know, everything. She wasn't working. Everything was paid for. All gone just like that. So be careful, people. Yeah, she lost $1 million plus, but do you really want to lose $50 these days? Do you want to lose $100 these days? You know, the key thing is when you first start dating, I don't think you should be talking about money within the first couple of conversations. I don't really think so. You know, and as far as these ladies out here, yeah, you want to know if your potential future spouse is taking care of his business. But when you start saying, well, what are you bringing to the table? Well, first of all, my table is over here. Your table is back over there. We're not eating from the same table. I already know this. So don't ask me what I'm bringing to my table. We shouldn't even be discussing it yet because, first of all, second of all, it's the beginning phase. And before we start talking about putting everything on the table like that, we're a ways away from that. We're in the beginning stages. We're in the, you know, maybe dinner, maybe a night of bowling, maybe a picnic in the park, you know, maybe a late night event. But when you first meet somebody with this online stuff and you finally make it to where you actually having a phone conversation with them or a video conversation with them, this is your first time actually interacting with this person. We're not talking about finances. What we're going to do, and I'll let them know up front, okay, we can do a video conference, you know, before we meet. I insist on that actually because I want it to be unfiltered. And by unfiltered, I mean, pull that wig off, take those eyelashes off, wipe that makeup off. Because the way I'm looking at it, you seeing me the way I am, I don't need to see you in a mask and a makeup, you know. And I know I'm not being offensive to women. No, I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. But people have a very good way of covering things up. And here's the funny part about it. You sit here this whole time, then you maybe 2 weeks in, you've been talking to Tony with an I. Gonna find out it might be Tony. No, you've been talking to Tony with an I. It might be Tony with a Y. Or see what I'm saying? Instead of Kim, it might be Kent. So that's why I say, what was that movie? Face Off. Let's do a Face Off. And I had 3 of them tell me, no, I'm not ready for that yet. Well, do you think I'm finna sit here and waste my time and yours dating an image of who that person is? Going out. Okay, look your best the first night or your first afternoon, because we're not gonna do a late night date. We might do a lunch or a meeting at the park or something, coffee shop. We can do that. But by at least that third date, I need to see the real you. I don't need to see what you hiding behind. Because you're seeing this guy for who he is. It should be right that he sees the real you. He may actually think you're more attractive without all that makeup and those extra long eyelashes and all that stuff. Here's another thing I did. Me being older, and I'm meeting ladies that at least 55 and older. Maybe 52, maybe. And first video chat, they've got the bonnet on their head. I'm like, look here, I tell you what, let's regroup 20 minutes later. I'm gonna give you time to get your hair combed or whatever. No, I'm like this. I just came home, put this on my head. Well, first of all, ma'am, I'm not even interested in looking at you with a bonnet on your head. You grown lady. You're not your 25-year-old daughter, and it's the middle of the afternoon. I mean, can you at least look somewhat presentable? You don't have to be dressed all up, but I'm just saying, first impressions mean a lot. And if you tell me you like my pictures, I want to be able to tell you I like your pictures, not the image or not the filter. I can't say I like your filter. I can say I like your filter, but where are you? You back there somewhere. I want to see who's hiding behind there. I want to see what's behind that filter. I'm not even talking body and all that, but I'm just simply saying, ladies, a lot of you look a lot more attractive without extra. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So be more natural when you want to meet someone. I believe a lot of you would probably meet somebody a lot faster, a lot sooner if you went out in the afternoon and you just was running to the store and you didn't take an hour to fix your face just to go get some toilet paper and some milk. Just be your natural self. You probably throw on some sweats or jeans and t-shirt. It's a nice Saturday afternoon. You might meet that Mr. Right, because a lot of the men that are passing you by when you in full gear, they just she not. They might think you might be too pretty, or they might feel intimidated by so much makeup. I don't know what it is, but I think if you're more in your natural state, you seeing that man in his more natural state, then y'all have a common ground to stand on, because he's gonna want to know. But then, like I said, she's so well made up, she may not even be a woman. And it's a chance you might not even know that if she don't have the makeup on, but it's a better chance that you can kind of tell. That's all I'm saying. And to each his own, And if you're out there and you're living your life, born male, but you're living your life as a female, and you meet somebody you're interested in, at that point, I think you should tell them. And I ain't bashing nobody. I ain't bashing nothing about your sexual orientation. I'm not bashing that. I'm just simply making a point. You can be upfront with people these days. Whereas back in the day, remember, ladies, you remember if you are possibly 40 and up. Remember back in the day when you went to get your hair done and they had that private room where you would get your weave done. Remember that? And you had to they always booked you in a little notepad. Think about that. From that time frame, you went back there in that back room for probably 10, 15 years. And they took good care of you. You still had a good grade of hair, I'm assuming. But now they so quick to lock you up so fast and pull your forehead all the way back. Now guess what? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just talking about what I'm talking about. Some of these same ladies that would not date a man, they met him at the club or at the bar because he had a receding hairline. Now we got all these women out here with receding hairlines, and they want to know why we don't date them, because y'all picked on us 10 years ago, 15 years ago. So now the tables are turned. You see what I'm saying? But with that hurry up, quick sticks, quick weed, whatever y'all want to call it, they were constantly pulling that stuff out, cause you to lose your hair. Back when it was more private, they took good care of you. And they didn't have all this stuff. These chemicals is causing the hair to fall out, because they want to try to make this stuff last longer. They want to try to make it look fresher. They want to put all these different things in it. Come on, ladies. And the same for men. I watch the same stuff y'all watching on YouTube. He get the little soup bowl and he having all this weaved in. And yes, my hair still go at the top. If you really want to know, I got a little thing up here, a little patch up here that's missing, but I'm an old dude now. I used to always I don't never call myself an old dude. No, I'm not an old dude now. But it's just funny how things have changed, because, and I'm not bashing ladies, I'm not bashing their hairstyle, I'm not bashing the amount of wigs they wear. I'm not even bashing all that, but it's a way you do things. That's all I'm saying. And I think a lot of this stuff, they have all these remedy books. A lot of this stuff could reverse some of the hair loss, even in women, if they follow some of the remedies, just like in men. if you really want your hair back. It may take a while. It may cause you to lose more of your hair in order to retain it, but are you willing to pay that price? The same thing with those real extremely narrow shoes that cause a lot of issues for a lot of women as they got older, and then they got to get all this foot surgery. They got to get bones removed. They got to get all this stuff done. But you didn't think about it then. But now that you know, and you've gotten that surgery, they might have went in your toe and maybe removed a bone and put it in a splint, whatever they call it. You got this surgery to correct all that. 6 months later, you back in there with those cheap type shoes on. Why did you waste your time going to get the surgery? So as you get to a certain age, if it was me, I think more about casual versus being made up all day long to where I made feel uncomfortable and your feet hurting all day. So it's just something I've noticed over time. The same thing for the guys. I mean, come on, fellas. If your makeup counter, men, your makeup counter or your makeup bag, you have more stuff in it than your girlfriend's, first of all, she should check you. Now, I ain't making this about he gay. That ain't what I'm saying. But come on, y'all might be overdoing it a little bit. It don't take all that. You out here too pretty. You think she want to mess with you? Then you get mad when you out here being extra pretty and Jerome over there smiling at you cause he checking you out. What you get mad for? You setting yourself up for that kind of stuff. And once again, to each his own. But I'm saying, I feel the same way if a woman meets a man and she can look at him, tell him, well, he's way too made up. Call that guy, call him about 8, 9 o'clock at night. He says, and you ask him what he's doing. No, baby, I'm just chilling. I'm watching TV. Okay, let's FaceTime. He's taking his face off. Your face is off. Then y'all can see each other. Y'all don't even recognize each other. How about that? I seen that skit on one of the other platforms. I'm not gonna name it, but he called her FaceTime or whatever, and he was like, "Who the fuck is this?" Excuse me, like, "Who the hell is this?" "Oh, that's me, baby. This so." He didn't even recognize that woman. He had just met her 2 days ago. Stop playing, shout it. Put a old girl on the phone. He didn't even recognize her at all. She had took everything off. Face, hair, this, whole bodysuit was gone. And you out here like this, but you on all these profiles you're on and these dating sites you on, you got it on there that you want a real man, but you represent yourself as a fake. So how could you be out here and you're not a true representation of yourself, but you want that so-called real man? How does that add up? And me watching all this stuff and they was talking about best places to meet people. Like they said, Saturday, Sunday, grocery stores, at the gym, places that doesn't require you to be, as y'all might think you're at your best when you actually are not, because you just out here representing your own self. So those are some of the things you have to think about. Do I really want to attract that kind of attention? And you evolve with this guy emotionally. Y'all got physical. He comes over to spend the night. Now you have to sleep that way. I don't know what these wigs are costing, but in your mind, you're thinking, I'm throwing a number out there. Oh, I gotta sleep in this $250 wig because he think this is my real hair. Then you gotta sleep uncomfortable. Then you gotta jump up in the middle of the night, an hour before he gets up to put your face back on. I would love for one woman that I meet and she want to do a first time video chat. Now I've seen pictures with them without, but you all made up. I want to see you actually just peel everything off right here. I'll sit right here and watch the transformation. I sit just like this. Because me personally, I find beauty in less makeup. I do. I actually do. More natural. And it's not for everybody. And see, that's just the thing. He's met this image of you. He's taking you out. Y'all done had nights together. You've gotten intimate. All these things. You went too fast. 6 months later, you're living together. Or a year later, you're living together. Now you seeing the true her. And now she's tripping on you by, oh yeah, I knew you was gonna be like this. Now you don't move in. Now you don't even, why he don't even care for me? Why he don't touch me no more? Well, girlfriend, it wasn't you that he was touching and loving though. Yeah, you felt it, but you got rid of, you shed all that stuff where you could have saved yourself the trouble if you had shed it all in the beginning. Cause he would have had to make that decision right then and there. Seeing you in your natural. So that's all it is. It's about being upfront, being honest. Hey, this is who I am. If you want to, fellas, if you want to try to find out more about her and her true state, invite her to go walking with you on that pretty sunny day. Or something that's going to involve some kind of physical stuff to where she don't need all of that on. She may put on a little foundation or whatever, but she won't be so caked up to where you don't really recognize her if you're seeing her walking across the street 2 days later. That's all I'm saying. And really, it's a funny story. I used to date this lady years ago, and I'm sitting in a bar, and her friend, turns out one of her friends, and I knew the lady. She's sitting across from me. Now, I did kind of think it was her, but I wasn't sure. Now, she totally recognized me, but I kind of looked like, And like 3 days later, the one that I used to date, she calls me and said, well, I'm just going to say, I don't know. I'm just going to say Lisa. Lisa called me and told me she saw you at the bar. You ain't even speak to her. I'm like, when? But that night, I'm with like 3 or 4 of my homeboys. I mean, we really tossing them back. We going on in, but I still kind of looked. Plus, she was with a dude, so I wasn't finna. I'm already 3 sheets in the wind. I'm finna go over there and he knocked me out. Or I might knock him out. Or we both might knock each other out, whatever. I was like, when? So she tells me when, blah, blah, blah. I said, oh, damn, that was her. I said, well, I apologize. She said, well, yeah, like you had a problem. You didn't even speak to her. Well, first of all, I didn't recognize her. And that was her sitting over across the bar with old dude. Then, I apologize. But I said, now, if she fully recognized me, she could have at least waved and she's sitting there looking, but she ain't, acknowledging me either. But she was caked up. Some of the features were there, but you would think, God, that kind of look like, nah, that ain't her, And you don't want to be over there waving at somebody and she's sitting over there with her dude and he's like, man, what the hell going on? See, I ain't trying to impose and all that. So that was one of them situations. So the one I used to date, she actually got mad and then didn't speak to me for a while. I'm like, are you really tripping over something like that? That was an honest mistake. But anyway, 6 months later, the same one I used to date, she calls me up. She's trying to get some information by way of me to somebody I know to get her car worked on. I didn't give it to her. It's like, you really jeopardize our friendship over mistaken identity. When I told you I wasn't really sure, and I said, offer an apology to her for me. I said, matter of fact, give me her number. I will call her. Now, well, it ain't that serious. Then why are you calling me with that? Because obviously y'all had this conversation over there about it. But it ain't that serious by the time you decide to call and jump on me about it. I see a lot of people I don't recognize. But me, I don't change. Gain some weight, lose some weight, gain some weight, lose some weight. But I don't, this is this. Up until 3.5, 4 years ago, I got a little bit of facial hair. And no, I don't want the full beard. I played around with the filters online. Okay, everybody got a filter. I'm gonna do a filter. Poop, big old puffy beard, blah, blah, blah. Fake glasses. Every comment was about the beard. Oh, I can't wait to touch your beard and run my hand through your beard. I'm like, I tell them, no, it was a fake filter. I'm experimenting. I want to do like everybody else. Y'all putting it out there, I'm gonna put it out there too. We're all gonna be a bunch of fakes running around here. I'd rather just be myself, to be honest with you. That's too much work. And for all the ladies that getting up extra early in the morning and they getting ready for work, getting ready to go where they're going, they getting their mind, their body, and their face right. I love it for you. But at some point, when you meet that brother, then y'all do the do now. Y'all get it on. It was great. And then he gets up the next morning, or you was at his house. It don't matter where y'all slept at. But the next morning, y'all just may take a shower. He coming in, you taking a shower. He was like, oh my God, in his mind. Now, 2 weeks in, now you tell your girlfriend, well, that's all. He just wanted one thing. No, he wanted you. He didn't just want one thing. But now, he didn't get the real you. And same for you, ladies. You didn't get the real him. Now, that night could have been great. Y'all could have just went 2-3 rounds and fell off the bed the whole night. Made stars fall out of the sky. I don't care. But neither one of you was real that night. If both of you was sitting here with a bad representation of yourselves. Now you gotta, now that song say about the next morning. Yeah. So you gotta think about that. So a lot of times, and I think that right there kind of messes up future dating, because as a woman, if you've had that happen a couple of times and he bounced, he didn't see the real you. He might have just been out just for a quick hit. Yeah, that is true. But if he was like really digging you, it's been like 2 or 3 great dates or a month in, and he's being very caring and domineering the whole night, standing on the correct side of the street when y'all walking down the street. He got it down pat. Next morning, after he finally got them cookies. Hey, it come to find out the Cookie Monster was the one handing out the cookie. And the same thing when you switch it around. I ain't bashing neither sex. I'm just saying. This is what we dealing with, y'all. And if that's what we're going to continue to deal with, I don't want no parts of it. But anyway, I got to get ready for my seminar. So I'm going to end this YouTube video for right now. Once again, I'm asking that each and every one of you please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm at 787. It could have grown by now. I haven't looked over my shoulder. I want to see what 800 looks like. Come on, y'all. Give me that 800 and beyond. Everybody have a great Thursday evening.